Welcome back, and make sure you support the channel. Alright, so, I have no idea what happened, but my audio did not capture, which is fantastic. So here I am. I'm gonna add some comments after the fact. And, you know, give a little color commentary for you. So I remembered that I needed to switch that. It's 1 production, 1 gold versus for the tile, and 1 production, 3 research for the citizen because I have representation. And now I'm just checking around for, I don't know, I guess what the situation is. If I needed to switch any other tiles, if I was doing a similar problem like that, where I needed to add a citizen instead of using the actual tile. I'm guessing where New York is here. I remember that the Aztec have New York. Trying to potentially plan out a war against America. Also, I'm checking out Australia because Australia is part of my mission for global reach. If I'm going to create a global British Empire, I need some territory in Australia, which is currently only occupied by China. Attacking China is technically a possibility, although it's not a great possibility. So I looked at Japan a little bit more, and maybe I'll go and attack Japan. I mean, that would get me some territory in Asia. That would be something, at least. Pretty confident about taking all of South America, and then maybe going into North America as well. At least by taking over some of America, and then possibly going into the Aztec as well. Then there's also Africa. I haven't met Hatshepsut yet. So here I am rerouting my caravel. It was just exploring, but now I'm thinking that the best thing I can do is look for Hatshepsut. I know some people are at war with Hatshepsut. I have a pretty good indication that people don't like Hatshepsut. There won't be many repercussions for attacking Hatshepsut. So meeting her and attacking her is probably in my best interest. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get to that point. The issue with attacking her, though, is that I won't really be able to settle anywhere in Africa, because it will, you know, as long as she's still alive, those cities are going to be under threat unless I actually have some defensive troops there. Here I'm just looking at the world map a little bit more closely and noticing that Cumae was taken by India. So that's a little interesting, but Alexander might be able to take that back through culture. And Alexander's looking actually not that bad, although he isn't very advanced. So now I'm looking at the civics. I still have barbarism, and I'm trying to wonder if I should take bureaucracy. There isn't much reason to take vassalage, but bureaucracy, it would at least make London a bit better. So here I would get 8 more production because it currently has 17. And I would get 23 more gold because I currently have 46. So that is pretty good. And it's going to cost me 6 more gold. So what I end up doing here is calculating, and I'll bring up my calculator again to get the same numbers. I have 2 turns of 104 research that I would lose out on, and a net of 17 additional gold. That's 23 minus 7, or 6. It would cost me 6 more. It really should be 7. So the calculation should be 16, because I should take into account inflation on that extra upkeep as well. So it should be something like 210 gold that I'll lose for converting, divided by like 16. gold per turn that I'll be able to gain, which is 13, 14 turns to pay off that revolution. So that's pretty good. That's probably worth doing. That's not even taking into account the production bonuses that I'm going to get in London and the diplomatic bonuses that I'm going to get with China for converting to bureaucracy, at least temporarily. I don't think it's something that I will keep long term. And it's not something that I really want to wait on just to reduce the revolution time. Like I could wait and then go to mercantilism and bureaucracy at the same time. But, guilds is currently at 20 turns away. So I think that mercantilism is going to be a little bit of a while from now. So converting, revolting to bureaucracy is probably best for me. So now I'm looking at where to put this galleon. Yeah, and obviously I noticed that China is going to be happy about that. Converting to bureaucracy. And not only is it going to give me a diplomatic bonus with them for having the civic that they like, but then they won't ask me to convert anymore, which would give me negative diplomatic points with them. Okay, so this galleon, I'm trying to figure out if there's any reason that I want to wait just a couple of turns and get that settler that London was going to produce really quickly. Is there a reason to wait just a couple of turns to get some units to move them around? And the answer is no, because I can just send that galleon up and pick up the settler over in Iceland. I want to say that city's called Coventry. And then in the turns that it takes to get to Iceland and then come back down to London, the revolution will be over, and I'll have produced that settler in London. So everything should be fine with doing that. I'm also looking at if I'm potentially going to be changing other civics in the future. I really think that free religion is probably what I'm going to be going after, simply because the bonuses that I'll get from organized religion, theocracy, or pacifism are only going to apply to the cities that I have Hinduism. And I am building all these cities right now, and I currently have pacifism, not theocracy. So Hinduism is not the religion that's going to be spreading throughout my country. It's going to be everything I'm going to be getting in all these cities. So if I want Hinduism, I'm going to have to manually spread it throughout everywhere. Or a different religion. The only real candidate being Taoism or Judaism if I plan on taking the Malinese. Because then I would be the founder of that religion. If I plan on going for an espionage economy, that would be helpful. Because you get a bit of a bonus if you are the founder of a religion in terms of espionage. So now I'm looking at the trades. There are some trades available like this fur, the bananas. There's a couple resources from Ahsoka. I want to say that there was also one from Montezuma if I go down. I don't know. Will I go? Let's see. No, I can only get copper from Montezuma. I could also snag up some money. It looks like Genghis Khan, had 9 gold per turn that I could snag up. So there's multiple reasons to do this. One is the extra gold is actually a decent chunk of my economy right now. If I'm only producing 100 research per turn, an extra 9 gold is like adding 10% to your economy. And I don't necessarily need the bonuses from resources. The reason to trade for resources is that I can lock those resources away if I want to be able to trade for them in the future. So like in the future, I can cancel the deal, and then that resource will still be available to trade. They're not going to trade it away to an AI and have it never be available for me. So I'm just checking what the resource situation is. If there's, because it looks like I'm going to end up with a little bit less health if I take these deals, and I want to make sure that I can stomach that loss in health. And there was 2 extra health in London, so that's probably something that I can handle for a short period of time. I'm going to be getting some more resources in the future from South America. There's all this land, all these resources that I can try and get. So I think it'll work out, at least in the short term, and then I'll be able to readjust the deals and whatnot. So I looked. I wanted Genghis Khan to give me fur and a lot of money, but he's only willing to give me 2 gold for that stone in addition to the fur. So now I'm considering, like, maybe I should just give him the crab for the fur and then trade the stone for all the money, because the money is probably going to give me more right now. So I am going to do that. It would mean losing out on one of the trades with Ahsoka, because crab was the only thing that I could give Ahsoka. But all those resources that Ahsoka can give, I can pretty much get elsewhere. I'm going to be getting spices. Incense really isn't a big deal, and ivory tends to be really expensive because it has military implications. So next is just getting the banana from Tokugawa. Or Tokugawa. I don't know what the freaking name is. Japan. Let's go with Japan. So I should just be doing that deal now. I don't know why I would ask what if they would accept, like, it's a resource. Resource for a resource, man. So the thing to look at there was if I should trade the cows or the wheat. And I decided to go with the wheat, because I could easily get that from Alexander. And that's just an extra deal that I can make. Like, I could have traded the cows for bananas, which is a 1-to-1. Instead, I gave up my wheat, which is -2, essentially, because pretty much everywhere is going to have that granary. But I can then get wheat for, I think it was deer, from Alexander, and get another... it's essentially a +1, because the deer, I don't have any supermarkets, but I have all the granaries for the wheat. And that's slightly better, just because more deals means more people that you can get bonuses with diplomatically for having trade deals. So now I'm trying to plan out my tech route. There's a couple options that I can go for. And the first that I talk about is with chemistry. Definitely I'm going for banking first. I need mercantilism. That's really going to help things in terms of research. But chemistry is actually one route that I could go. I could get frigates, and I could harass someone who doesn't have frigates, who just has caravels or lower, and force them. The AI is stupid. If they're being attacked through naval forces, they're going to start building a lot of ships, even if they're just going to get wiped by the frigates. So that's a way that you can slowly whittle someone down. I basically did this in my Spain playthrough to slowly whittle down the Aztec. The second option is going for communism and getting the Kremlin, which is pretty good. I'm basically sold on the idea of just cottaging all of South America. So I kind of expect to have a lot of gold in reserve, and then stock exchanges will make it very easy to generate large amounts of cash. Another route was actually going for corporations instead. With most, I don't think communism is really going to be that big of a deal, especially because I can build the palace in South America and then build a Forbidden Palace back in England. Or even if I end up taking North America, build a palace in South America and build a Forbidden Palace in North America. But, I could go for corporations. And corporations are just incredible if you can really get them operational. The issue usually is planning out all the specialists. Now the next option is just, which I think this is what I'm settling on, is probably just going for nationalism and rifling, and then using the advantage of being able to whip redcoats, or I guess draft redcoats, and use that tech advantage plus unique unit advantage. Redcoats are quite good, and using them to take someone out, including potentially China. I feel pretty good about that. Not about attacking China, but I feel pretty good about going the redcoat route because there are so many countries still around in this game that there are always going to be countries that I can bully. You know, like you have the Incan, you have Japan, you have America, the Aztec, France, Greece, even the Malinese. All of those people are not very advanced. Or on par with me. I can defeat them. I can slowly gobble all of those up and get bigger until I can take on someone much larger. Or if the redcoats give me enough of an advantage soon enough, if for some reason China doesn't have that kind of technology, they're only stuck with musketmen, and I can get cannons or something. If I can get cannons and redcoats and then go after China, I can just take out China, which would be huge. That would be really big. And then I could even, you know, I mean, basically the game would be over at that point. But then I would probably start slowly whittling down Russia and Persia. And I mean, I hovered over mercantilism there for a little bit. There is also a possibility that I could go mercantilism. Free market would probably be the one that I would go for if I wasn't doing communism, state property. Because, and really the only reason I would go free market is because I am, like the only reason I would get free market is if I was doing corporations. Otherwise, state property is probably still better. But there is a slight chance that mercantilism with representation would be more useful to me. So real quick, I'm just adjusting the espionage points. I checked with what Catherine had, and I'm nowhere near being able to see what Catherine is researching again. So I'm just trying to focus real quick on Persia, maybe see what they're researching real quick, and then you know, continue from there. The days of me getting some extra information from espionage are probably over. There, I was just looking real quick where I should try and put this city. Basically, the options are on top of the gold or on top of the iron. I end up going with the iron because it's on the coast, and that'll probably be better for me, especially if I get the Great Lighthouse, or if or you know, just for those coastal tiles. And the last two I'm just gonna send down here, and I'm just looking for the best place to put my galleon. So I'm gonna move this boat slowly because the only reason to send it that far in is to meet Egypt if I happen to meet them sooner because of a city or something. I'm gonna have it just turn around. I'll save a couple turns or something. So not a huge turn here. Just trying to figure out where some of my settlers go. Yeah, I don't care what Mansa Musa thinks about me at all. Here I'm just gonna follow the same strategy. I don't need a workboat though, so I'll just start with a worker. So now we meet Egypt. I didn't realize they were at war with all those people, and they are not very well liked. I'm going to immediately consider going to war with them. The other interesting thing there was that they do not have optics yet. They can't even threaten me. They can't even do anything. They don't have open borders with Louis. They can't even reach me. But they are pleased, or rather, China and India are pleased with them. you know, also Mansa Musa would be upset, but I don't care about him. I do care about China and India, so I have plus 15 with India and plus 8 with China. I'm not loving a -1 with China, but it's probably better than taking all the -1s with the people that are at war with India, or I'm sorry, with Egypt. You know, I can handle that. Just a -1. Like, if I really need to keep China happy with me, I can build some settlers and give some cities to China near, you know, like in the in that ocean area. India is a little more difficult, although it's at plus 15. Plus 8 of that is from religion, so I'm gonna lose a lot once they convert to free religion, which they always do. I want to say that that's their favorite religion, or their favorite civic. India always kind of screws itself because of that. The people that take free religion generally get attacked in these marathon games. But like I said, for me at least, the -1 with those two people isn't that big a deal. I guess there's a slight chance that because now I'm at war, Mansa Musa might attack me, or honestly, I didn't consider this at the time, but it's getting increasingly risky that Roosevelt decides he wants to play with me, and Roosevelt could do some big damage to me that I'm really not considering. I'm extremely vulnerable if Roosevelt decides to attack me, or really anyone at this point. I don't have any troops. I don't have any way of generating troops. I would probably just, you know, lose everything. I'm kind of relying on the idea of, you know, other people being bigger problems. And something that I think I'm going to try and remember for next time is it would be smart to start looking at telling Montezuma to just go to war. You know, he might make peace at some point, and that would be unfortunate. But it's probably less of a risk to have Montezuma just constantly go to war with America than it is to, you know, risk a game-ending situation because one of the weakest people in the world attacked you. You know, he would have to use galleys to get to me, but he can get to me, and it's not unheard of for him to do something like that. So that would be extremely problematic. There I was just looking for where to put some of those workers, where I would get the best use out of them. I decided to go for those gems. That's a pretty good spot because it can be shared around. It's a resource I can get trading. I can honestly even trade it for money. And it'll give me a lot of gold, which will also give me money. Decent amount of production on that tile as well. So, not a bad location. Then now start, you know, every single turn I'm going to have to be careful. I don't want to waste any time with working artists that I don't have to. So I'm going to every single turn check to see like if borders expanded anywhere and if I need to change what cities are doing. It's also just not a bad idea to know what's going on in the world. Sometimes I fail to pay attention to that stuff. So a scientist in China, and it looks like they might have bulbed printing press, because they were pretty far away from getting that before, but now they are much, much closer. That's a little concerning. China completed Angkor Wat. Here I'm using the settler to check what land is still available out of the land that I'm interested in. So that was Australia, which is still available in some locations. and actually some pretty good locations there. Also, Alaska was still available, so I'm very interested in both of those locations. I will certainly snatch them up if I'm able to. Yeah, you should definitely just drop that off. That's fine, man. Yeah, that's fine. And then send the galleon back. Very nice. So everything's about just taking the units and letting England go and improve the rest of the world. Classic idea of colonization. So there isn't anywhere that is like really under threat that I desperately need to obtain in South America anymore. So since this is still available, it's a great opportunity to try and get it. So I'm gonna send the boat down there. There has 2 settlers. I don't need to send 2 settlers to Alaska. I declared war on Egypt, so I don't want to send them to Africa unless I build troops for it. Building troops kind of seems like a waste of time right now, especially considering that I might be going for rifling pretty soon, and then I would want to use rifling to get the troops. Alright, so what to do with that workboat or the caravel? Just explore around. I mean, why not? Okay, so we build Birmingham. I'm gonna just follow the same pattern, get a workboat, get that border popped, and Pyrameses fell, which is good news, I think. I mean, it's nice to be at war with Egypt and like have some allies and stuff, but it is not great in regards to I would like to put settlers at the physically in modern day South Africa, at the tip of Africa. It'd be nice to get that global empire going. It would also be my only territory on the main old world, that like large Pangea, which is helpful to have because then if any of those AI attack you, they will target that city, and I can predict where they will go. So I'm just looking around for what else happened. If I need to fix any of the other artists. Again, check the text. Why not? I think there is a mod that like better tells me what I want to say it's the bug mod, and I've had suggestions about getting it. I just haven't looked into it yet. I am aware of it. I am thinking about it. Alright, so you go and fix that one. Better to get the food or get the production and get the workboat done? I think it's better to get the workboat. You can get some fish. That'll help you get a worker out. So it's probably the best in that situation. Building all these workers is probably going to start having a bit of a maintenance cost. Because our population is so low, and we're going to increase the number of units, but that should quickly go away as the population finally improves. We just really need the workers quickly in order to try and work this land a little bit. Okay, so we get Richmond, very nice. We'll pop that border, and nothing else to really do except get a worker. Hinduism is spreading in the Aztec, which is fine. I mean, not super concerned about that. Same deal there. We can get those whales, which actually has like a decent number of gold on that tile. It's not terrible. And then what to do with this caravel? I mean, like, is there any land that I want to scope out? Not really. I could go and scope out Alaska, which I wouldn't mind, but it's going to take a while to get there. So I think I decided to just like fill out the map. It's not something I normally do, but But I mean, the map is worth money to the AI. If you scope out the map, you can sell it. And so, like, having that unit go and scope out the land could actually provide some cash for me. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Usually I end up filling out the map by, like, tech trading, and then overflow gives me, like, a world map. But, I mean, it's not a big deal. In a game where you already know where everything is, the map is pretty useless. Alright, so Genghis Khan attacks Mansa Musa. That's interesting. Makes me consider attacking Mansa Musa, who does not even have machinery, much less optics. He wouldn't be able to reach me because, one, he would have to go through France. But he would, you know, since he's at war with France, he would attack France first. He wouldn't go all the way to me. But I don't want to have, like, too many things to worry about. You know, being a war ally with Genghis Khan and Louis isn't super important. The more people I attack, the more the AI sees you as vulnerable. So it's probably best to just leave it. Okay, so those borders popped. I'm going to try and get the workboat as fast as possible, because that's plenty of food. It's also another resource. See, like, a bunch of random religions are spreading throughout my land. Here I will choose the food because it's one less production, but it's 2 more food. So I might as well take that. And since I have some money, I might as well up the research a little bit. I don't need a lot of money right now. And if I really get into a pinch, I can just trade. I guess I'm considering the text again. Not sure to what regard. Oh, I might be interested in what China goes for next. But it looks like I just lost the ability to determine what China went for next. I remember remarking on that sometime when I was recording this originally. Where, like, I looked at one point and then I couldn't see what China was doing anymore. And that was very upsetting. So here I'm getting annoyed with moving this around, so I'm just going to go ahead and plan out where it's going and let it just run around for me. Nice. And then I'll choose where to go after that. You know, here, the road would be nice because of the hills, the extra workers I'm going to be building. You know, the workers are probably going to be moving around from city to city as I try and optimize based on, like, which city needs a new tile improved the soonest and whatnot, as opposed to just, like, building up the surrounding area. So I'm gonna build a road here. That might, I did not think about it closely enough about whether that is actually the best idea or not. Because it might just be better for me to go ahead and, like, get more tiles improved, because I have so few tiles actually being used efficiently right now. But I mean, that's what I ended up doing. So I was, like, at the end of the day, I wasn't gonna get bogged down by it. So I just go ahead and build the road. Yeah, and I'm like mulling it over. I'm like, do I want to think about this or not? I mean, like, there's so much land to improve, and I want to do it efficiently and whatnot. And I need to get, like, all these cities improved. normally what I do in this situation is I have like 1 or 2 main roads, so that I can quickly move the workers around, but then like I just pretty much improve the tiles as needed, and then move them around from city to city where they're needed. So that's what I'm probably going to go for there. And now I have 2 more settlers. Where do I want to send them? All of this area is still available. And here I'm wondering, like, okay, where am I going to put... Oh, maybe I'm not worrying about that quite yet. But all of that area is still available. That is not, which isn't surprising. I don't know why it's not in my map, but someone obviously built there. I can't imagine someone just leaving it for a while. I mean, there's resources on the line. Mansa Musa is starting to lose some stuff, which is fine. I'm not super concerned about it. Would rather him stay alive and be vulnerable for me to eat up. So I could send the settlers over here. I could use them to fill out really the remains of what I want in South America. I, might as well check what is still available, and looks like Roosevelt went and took that. Alaska is still available, but do I really want 2 settlers over there? I think the answer is no. Because there's really the one main spot, and then like where else do you put it? That is still available, which is fun. Wouldn't mind taking it. That is available, but I don't want to be bordering Russia. And also like be next to Egypt and the Maldives. Like that's just not. That's like cities where you have to work too hard culturally are just really expensive and not worth it. Unless you're like playing a game that is for some reason going to generate a ton of culture. Like I guess if you have corporations and free speech, which honestly I might, but I don't know that. If I knew I was going to be like that, I would be a little more willing to fight some culture battles. The other issue with culture battles though is that like the diplomatic issues that it creates are rough. So like you also have to be willing to like go to war and whatnot. So yeah, I'm really eyeing up the opportunity to take a chunk out of this land here. It's a lot more land that I can take. I don't know why I keep looking at Africa. I can't go there unless I build troops. Oh, I consider building troops. This is when I consider building troops. They aren't that expensive, but like I only have longbows. Like a small stack would be able to destroy all that. It would take a lot of longbows to protect against that. This early to get like my economy is already suffering. I can't be like building all these troops, especially while I have pacifism and not like theocracy or vassalage. I can't be building like a lot of troops and trying to protect something at the tip of Africa, which is going to give me like a paltry amount of gold. It's just not worth it. Not worth it to fight those battles. Fight profitable battles. That's what you want to do. Go for profit. Yes, the other thing I finally realized is that I am probably done. Wow, I really thought about those longbows for a second. I really thought about it. So I finally realized I am probably done with the settlers. I count the ones that I need. I need like at most 4 in the Australia area, at most 2 for South America, and 1 more for Alaska. There could be like up to 2 at the southern tip of Africa, but I'm not doing that right now, so I don't need them right now. And I've already kind of got all of that, so I don't need any more. So I'm finally ready to start doing other things, like building workers to ship over to South America and start making this an actually profitable land. The other interesting thing here was I was checking to see, since I'm going to be working on the Maui statues again soon, I think that's in Hastings. Yeah, Hastings. I wanted to see if I could cancel the deal and get the stone back, which I can. I didn't realize it had already been 10 turns. I think you have to wait 10 turns. So, and now I'm even considering, like, do I want to build workers everywhere? Like, could Canterbury build, like, so I've got 2 boats going to Australia. They're going to be gone for a while. I've got 1 boat that is, I think, leaving for South America right now. Or this one is about to go to Australia. And then another one will show up and it will have to go to South America. I think that's how that works. Or maybe I'm mixing this up. Anyways, I noticed that I have a deficit of boats that I could use another one. I'm trying to like plan out where they're all going to be at once, and if I need to build another one. Long story short, I do, because they're going to be gone for too long. I'm building all these workers. I don't want them just sitting in the old world for a while. I want to get them somewhere so that they can do some good where I need them most, on all these tiles that I need improvements. Yeah, so I'm sending this all the way over here, and I'm gonna need another boat. But where do I want to put it? It would be great to put it in Canterbury, but I think it's gonna take too long. Maybe I should wait to talk about that when I'm actually like bringing up the screens and whatnot. Anyways, so now I'm looking at the resources again. I'm interested in what I can cancel. Thanks for circling that and showing me what to talk about. I am interested in getting Montezuma's money. 6 gold is not nothing, especially when your economy is only 71 research and minus 4 gold. So I should take the opportunity to improve things a little, especially because I'm trying to avoid strike. I want to get all these workers. I think I can avoid strike. If I go into strike, it's going to take a long time to get out of it. It would be very troubling. But that is the other thing, like, as long as I'm not going into strike, these new cities I'm building are extremely expensive. I only want to be building them if they are going to be helpful in the long run. Or even just, like, in the near term. I can't, like, anything can be helpful in the long run, but I can't just go, like, settler crazy anymore. I took South America, that's great. Taking all of it is important. Because now I don't have to worry about like culture anywhere. I don't have to worry about fighting anyone over it. I can leave it less defended and everything. But trying to go build cities on like all these little islands, it can be profitable, but it also can have issues. So I think I'm building a galleon in London. Did I totally skip talking about that? Yeah, so he got attacked, and that just really sucks. I cannot help him. I don't want him to get attacked. He can't defend himself against China. He's gonna get destroyed, and I don't want that to happen. I want Genghis Khan to be able to defend himself. I wanted to see if Catherine would attack China like they were offering, at least in the past. I actually kind of regret not doing that. Because if I had gotten Catherine to attack China, it would be a -1 from China. Like, they really don't get that upset if you bring a war ally against them. Not even like an ally. Like, if you just tell someone, like, hey, go kill this person. The person you tell them to kill doesn't really get that upset. Like, honestly, Catherine would get more upset with me for not joining her in that war. Yeah, so I want that money. So I'm just trying to figure out what to do about the resources. But, you know, I really regret not having China go to war with or have Russia go to war with China. It would hurt my relationship with Russia, but man, an opportunity to have the two largest countries, like they are so powerful, they're so advanced and everything. But the opportunity to have those two go and like smash their armies against each other, and I didn't take it. That's a missed opportunity, man. You need to do something like that. I mean, like, yes, there's a risk that one of them would actually win, but I mean, come on, they always just make peace anyways. You just hope that, like, they stayed at war long enough to actually, like, really hurt each other. And then normally they can, like, get mad at each other. They'll just keep attacking. Like, you can create enemies for the long-term future. So here I'm checking, like, how early do I really need the Maui statues? I mean, yes, it'll give me some more money, or some more gold, or, really? Some more production, but gold is the most important thing right now. Gold is what I want. So I'm going to preference getting the gold and improving the population. Yeah, so he's not happy about that, and I don't care. Who cares about him? Yep. Couple more workers. The thing that is going to start happening is a maintenance cost, though, from all the units. And so I should probably slow down with the workers. Maybe build more in a little bit, but like I also am going to need more units at some point. Here I'm just trying to figure out the best place to drop off things. That seems like a fine place. Just pick a spot, man. Just pick a spot. Yeah, that was fine. Yeah, do that. Very nice. So you're just going to go and explore, right? Yeah. Good. I guess I'm checking on the galleons. Where's... yes. Okay, so finally I've realized that I need another galleon. But it's going to take 16 turns if I build it here. That's not soon enough. So I'm going to build it in London. And thankfully, London is going to grow in 6 turns. So that works out kind of perfectly. Switch that back to a worker. And yeah, very happy with that situation. I think I might have screwed that one up. And it got like an extra turn with an artist. A little unfortunate, but oh well. But I fixed those already, so. Messed one up. That's fine. You're never gonna catch everything. Yeah, Matsumoose is not having a fun time. Nobody likes him. Matsumoose is bad at this game. He just constantly loses. So once again, checking the places that are available. That island's still available. That's very nice to get. That spot is available. That's also very nice to get. I think there's uranium there. I don't have uranium anywhere else. So that's like amazing. Maybe I'm gonna nuke them forever. So I'm gonna take that little island south of Australia, and I'm gonna take that spot with the silver and the uranium. Very happy with all that. And now am I gonna start worrying about the maintenance cost? Yes, I think. I'm ready to start. Oh, no, I'm not. Never mind. Never mind. So what am I gonna do with this worker? Galleon's not ready. I'm going to, since I think I've decided for the cottage economy, I'm going to turn those farms into cottages. But which one would be best? York has +8 food, London has +11, and Nottingham, I want to say it was like +4, +5. But London might take the national epic. And if it does, then I'll want to keep that farm. So, I guess I got distracted watching the destruction of Mongolia. We get distracted every once in a while. I'm trying to look if there's any tech that I can give him to help. And no, there isn't. Astronomy isn't going to help you. Paper, nope. Philosophy, nope. There is nothing that I can do to try and save him. Anyways, we're going to put this worker somewhere. And we're going to do York. Because York has +8 food, which is pretty high. It doesn't need to be that high. And that's one of the places that we can, get a cottage. So, just filling out the map. Might as well go and get the entire area. I thought I would just plan it out, but I guess I'm not going to do that. We're going to go get that mine with the gems. Drop these guys off. Drop him there, and drop him there, and then move him there, and move him there. And then this guy can just go all the way back. Perfect. Now I'm going to plan it out. Alright, go there, go there. Perfect. That was unnecessary, but okay. Or maybe it was necessary. I don't know. Yep. Okay. Alright, guess I am looking at resources again, and there wasn't anything interesting there. Okay. We're good. Oh, I am gonna look at resources again, because I have extra iron now. What can I do with iron? I could give it to Montezuma. I don't think I ended up doing that. Why didn't I do that? Maybe I couldn't cancel the deals with Montezuma. I'll just wait for a different turn to fix it. Yeah, I don't want to attack Mongolia, even if it is for China. It's like a -1 with everyone across the board. I'd rather the war to just end. So again, should I build a road? If I build a road, then when that worker finishes, I can save a turn. I know I'm gonna need the road. I should just build a mine though. Honestly, like just build a mine. Because you're going to need it. And that's hilarious. They have settlers there and they haven't like done anything with them. So hopefully they don't get mad or anything. I think the AI can get mad if you like take a city location that they wanted. I don't know why they like just sit there sometimes. They actually have 2 settlers, which is, I don't know what they're doing. I don't understand why the AI behaves that way. It's something I've never understood. But yeah, good for them. I'm losing lots of money now. Love to see 100% wealth and -15 gold per turn. That is just brilliant. But I can get guilds by giving you paper. And then I can get some money, which is wonderful. Do I want to give him caste system? Is that going to like screw him up a little bit? I don't really think so. I think slavery is fine. So there we go. Now we have guilds. Now we can get banking once the economy improves, but we have successfully tanked it to destruction. Minus 15 gold per turn. Obviously I can fix that. I can trade and get some money. I have caste system. I can put merchants in places if I really need to. I'm making an investment. It's an investment. It takes money to make money, right? But yeah, I mean, I've taken I've built a global empire, and it's expensive. There's population 1 city everywhere now. Granary lighthouse, perfect. You know, you just want to start getting those water tiles. I don't have a lot of workers, so like the water tiles is what we're going for right now. There's a lot of money in those water tiles. Yeah, we're just gonna dump him. There's no rush, so I'm not very concerned. Where do I want to put it though? Do I want to put it there and steal tiles from the surrounding cities? Do I want to put it? I'm gonna go there. Okay. Where do I want the worker? Do I want the worker in the south? Or do I want to just drop the worker off up north? I'm not building a lot of workers up north because of the workboats. It's also like all jungle. And I want to get a tile improved for this brand new city, which is just going to have jungles around it. And it's going to be absolutely useless. I'd rather cities not be absolutely useless. So, like, ideally, you want tiles improved that are being worked, or maybe improve some tiles before they're being worked. Not like several turns after they're being worked. Yeah, happy with all the gold that's making. We want to get as much gold as possible. So here, I'm trying to improve the situation about being broke. And we're going to start building some buildings, because there is room for population to expand. I've got extra health, extra happiness, and lots of food, and granaries, and coastal tiles. So let's build some buildings and grow a bit. Now, what buildings do you want? Do you want a courthouse, or do you want a market or grocer? Courthouse is going to save you like 4 gold, but it's really 5 because of inflation. A market is going to give you 25% of 31, which is like 7. But the courthouse also gives you extra espionage, gets you closer to building the Forbidden Palace, which I might be doing if I'm not getting communism anytime soon. Which, I mean, regardless, it's going to take a while, I think. So, I'm going to preference the courthouses. I'm a big courthouse guy. I think they're amazing. And also, you know, I'm going to be getting banking sometime soon. I can work on those stock exchanges. Also, courthouse, less production to create means I'm going to start seeing those benefits a bit sooner. So, happy with the courthouse. Going to start planning some courthouses everywhere. Let's get them operational. Lots and lots of courthouses. We're going to build a forge up there for the extra production and for the happiness. That'll work well. And of course, remember to save the game every single turn. You never know when something bad is going to happen. Or you just save a lot like me. So that went and took that forest tile. I don't want it to take that forest tile. I want the money. I went and slept those workers and then thought better of it. Let's build a cottage. First, I checked Hastings to make sure that it had adequate food, which it does. I'll move that, and then I'll take that. And now I'm getting a lot more gold and a lot more food. Things are starting to look better. And that's what you want, right? You want improvement. Was curious what those settlers would do. Apparently they're just gonna walk away. Bye. I don't know what I was looking for. I was looking around everywhere. Maybe I just wanted to see what would happen. The sheep canceled. Oh no. I need to get those pigs. Pigs are definitely something I feel like I should be able to get. Plenty of people have pigs. Excellent. Now we have another tile. Plenty of gold. Back to cash positive. Wasn't even worried. So we got this galleon. And what needs to be loaded up and when. Also, Roosevelt converted to Christianity. I haven't decided if that's good or not. Because, one, it makes it easier to attack Roosevelt. It means that nobody is going to like him. Which is good, because I plan on attacking him. It's bad because it means that Roosevelt is going to like me less. And I'm getting increasingly worried about him ruining my game. Which, you know, it honestly just takes a few troops. But I still haven't, you know, done it. Like, really, like, how much production do I have to sacrifice in order to protect myself from him? Okay, let's focus on what we're doing. We're putting settlers over here. I could put the city to north of that fish, or where that's currently hovering, or I could put it somewhere to get that little coastal tile and the hill, but it really depends. Like, I could put a city there, and but it really depends on if I'm going to put a city here, because I only have 2 settlers, not 3. So I don't want to put it on the hill because that's going to be too close to higher bin. I'm worried about culture problems. I don't want to like fight for culture that aggressively. It might make it easier to take the crab if I actually win culturally, but it's not. It's too worrisome. I tend to lose in culture fights against the AI because I don't invest enough because it's expensive. And what do you really get out of it? So I'm not going to bother with that. I can still build a city there later. It's just not going to have the hill. It can steal hills from, I guess is that Gloucester? I think that's Gloucester. Yep, got that galleon. I added the workers to it, and I'm going to collect the settler and go somewhere. Checking the resources again. Now I've got whales. I can do something with some whales. What am I going to do? I can get deer. I like deer. I can get more deer, or I can get clams. All of which is helpful. What am I going to get sooner, though? Deer or clams? Honestly, thought I would get clams pretty soon, but the only place I have clams is Coventry, and those clams don't seem to be coming anytime soon. Building a worker, then I'm going to get a workboat, whereas the deer actually might be coming a lot sooner. I'm getting workers near cities that have deer. So, I'm going to go for that clam. Clam is also more important to get now. And I mean, these deals aren't forever. I can change them when something better happens. But I mean, I can pretty much put harbors everywhere. There's only a few places that I can't. So I'm gonna get clams. I'm not worried about losing my whales. Because there's plenty of places I can get whales. I'm about to get more. I got like lots of whales. And then I finally noticed that I could get pigs again. Get the same deal back. I would rather trade with China, because I'll always worry about diplomacy with China, but what are you gonna do? I'm just checking where all the boats are. And I never noticed that the map actually overlaps. So like, I have 4 galleons, but you see 5 dots on the screen. So like, that dot is the same as the one on the other side. I didn't realize the map overlapped. So that's slightly misleading. I guess it is nice to have. You know, you don't want to be confused if there are units close to you and you couldn't tell because you thought they were on the other side of the world. Right, finally considering deleting this. It costs me money. How much is that map really worth? Is it worth 3 gold per turn? No. Big no. I mean, it's not helping my military, so yeah, get rid of the caravel. Go and take this worker and start building the cottage again. Very nice. We're gonna just chop that first so that it at least has something better than a jungle to work. And we're gonna send this 1 settler to Alaska, and we are going to drop off 1 worker in, I mean, I guess I'll reconsider, but we're gonna drop it off in Coventry. And then we're going to send the other worker and the settler over to Alaska. Yep, put it right there. You can do it, bud. There you go. So we've got the 1 settler that can dump off and move over there. Very nice. And then we can take this guy. Yep, still available. So we're gonna go ahead and take that. Perfect. And we're just gonna put it somewhere, like, we can land the settler there and move him over 1 tile and settle him, and then the galleon will have an extra turn, or an extra point of movement, extra tile of movement. Always remember to save every single turn. Highly important. What if the power goes out, you know? The power doesn't normally go out, but like, what if it does? What if? You wouldn't want to lose a whole turn of progress. That would be terrible. So I got rid of that scientist and started working another coastal tile. That is less economy, because the scientist gives me 6 research per turn as opposed to, you know, 3 gold. But I get that 2 food, and I want to get lots and lots. So here I noticed I could get music and lots of money. I like lots of money. That lets me bring 100% to my research. Wow, now we notice that we can get banking in 11 turns if we have enough money. So where can I get money? I can get money from Mongolia. And look at this. I can maybe make peace with China and Mongolia. And that would be perfect. Then I want to see, like, will you accept any, well, maybe you'll accept that. Adding bureaucracy into the deal. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Because then, and that was so weird. Like, if you add bureaucracy, okay, so add bureaucracy, then China is happy with Mongolia about him having bureaucracy, and maybe then China is less likely to attack again. But then, did you see that? I had the exact same deal. He said, no, I won't do that. And then I took it away, and I was like, what would you do? And he was like, I'll do what you just said. That, like, what was the coding on that? How did that happen? Anyways, so now I'm just going through, looking for where else I can get some money. I could get 80 gold from winning it back, but no, I'm not gonna sell myself short like that. I'm gonna go ahead and get some extra money from Louis. And although that isn't enough, I need like 3,300 and I only have 2,900. I'm sure that there will be more gold that I can get in the meantime. I'm feeling pretty good about my chances of getting banking. Looking forward to it. And things should really start to improve once I get banking. Economy is looking very nice right now if you just ignore how much money we're losing, but that's what the AI is for. You love the big bank of the AI. You just give the useless people some tech and they give you plenty of money. And then added bonus, we're a peace breaker. So here I'm actually noticing I already have every single religion in my borders. So that brings up another potential win condition of I could go cultural. I'm not going to. That's not the challenge, but I could. Anyways, ta-ta for now. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, or subscribe.